Hey everyone, this video is about an idea that I have for a fantasy lottery that I hope will become reality. I hope someone who has the power to make it happen sees this video and is inspired and will create a very similar lottery to this. And the fantasy name that I have chosen to be the corporation for this whole thing that's going to be in charge and also going to enforce the rules and all that, the company is going to be called Heart O Heart Corporation. Okay, they will be in charge of hosting the lottery. They will act like an insurance company for the medical card. And they will be responsible for sending the money to all the participating state school boards. Okay, this corporation will not send money to the states to be used in the general fund. That will be a big no-no. This money will have to be specifically used for the purpose intended. In other words, the money that is supposed to go for the schools will have to go to the schools and be used by the schools. It will not be used and put in the general fund for other people to get their hands on it and use it for whatever. That will be against the rules, and there will be prices to pay if that does happen. But, since it will be, specified that it shall not happen, hopefully no one will be stupid enough to try anything different. And if they do, hopefully they will be punished under the full extent of the law. Okay? So, basically, this company, they will hold the healthcare / school lottery. And it will be called the Heart Lottery. And its purpose is to provide additional health care money on a card to be used by people of qualifying states who sign up to receive this card. And when I say qualifying state, I'm talking about states that will host the lottery. They agree to host the lottery and sell tickets. And also there can be states that don't want to actually host the lottery or sell tickets or whatever, but they can still sign up and participate in it, and which I will explain it. They will get less money and all that, but they can still be a part of it, because there is a long understanding that most people come from, say, like states like Alabama that don't currently have a lottery. They go to Tennessee, Georgia, and places like that. So it's well known that people from those states spend money on lotteries anyway. So we help support other states by spending our money for the lotteries that are hosted in those states. So since this is, a well-known fact, those other states, even though they don't have lotteries for whatever reason at the time that they sign up, they can still sign up and receive benefits for their people. Okay, and hopefully, if this ever does happen, I do hope Alabama gets on board. Even if we still don't have a lottery by that time, I do hope that our governor has a heart, whomever that may be. They will have a heart and care about its people and sign us up to this, because I really feel like this is going to be a good thing. Okay, and let me start out by saying that the card that you will receive, it will not take the place of an insurance company or interfere in any way with any contract that you have with an insurance company. It won't be a problem for any insurance company out there. This system is set up to just have money there. Even so, like if you don't have insurance, this will be perfect for you. You can use this card instead of an insurance if you don't have an insurance. Okay, but let me go ahead and state that the lottery will probably start out at a lower amount due to the fact that a lot of the money is going to be used for the people. Like, it will be dispersed back out to the public But still, there will be a jackpot to win. And that, that should motivate. If helping other people have health money or whatever isn't inspiration enough to you, then maybe at least a jackpot of some sort would be. And my suggestion would be to start the jackpot out at 5 million. Each time that, say, somebody wins or whatever, it will drop back down to 5 million and maybe go up like $3 million increments at a time. I think that would be a pretty good amount. But again, I'm no mathematician. It would take someone who knows this stuff to really figure this out. But I'm just thinking of a good amount because, hey, I wouldn't spit on winning $5 million. I'd be thrilled half to death if I won $5 million. That would be a wonderful thing, I believe. So it's nothing to spit at. I mean, hey, anybody would love to win $5 million, and I would love to spend a dollar ticket to win $5 million, especially if I knew it was going to benefit the people of my state, including myself. Okay? So under this lottery, there will be like 2 drawings in a week, maybe like on a Monday or a Thursday or whatever. And like I said, it will start out at 5 million, and each time there's not a winner, then it will go up maybe, up to like $3 million or whatever. So like if nobody wins Monday night or whatever, then it will go up to 8 million for the Thursday night's drawing, if that makes any sense to you. Okay. All right. If you live in a participating state, you do not have to be 18 years or older to receive the medical money card. But of course, you do have to be 18 years and older and a U.S. citizen in order to play the game. Like if you want to buy a ticket for the lottery, you do have to be 18 years or older. But if you're going to if you live in a participating state, you do not have to be 18 years or older in order to receive the benefit of the money. But you do have to be a U.S. citizen. In both cases, you have to be a U.S. citizen in order to buy the ticket and to win the jackpot and to receive benefits from this. Some people might not like that, but I'm sorry, that's just the way it is. I mean, that's even the way it is with the regular lottery. You have to be a U.S. citizen and 18 years or older in order to play. Okay, so now that we've got that out of the way, if you live in a participating state under this fantasy rule or whatever, you will receive your medical money card, and for the first year, you will receive $1,000. In other words, there will be $1,000 available to you on your card for that first year. The second year, it will be $1,500. And then the third year, it will top out at $5,000. That will be the top amount that will be received from here on out. And like I said, it may end up being less than that. It depends, like I said, on what goes on with the whole lottery situation, and you get the people involved who can figure all this stuff out. This is just my fantasy figures. It may top out at $2,000 or $1,500 or whatever. They may have to start out at $500 the first year, and then $1,000 the next, and then maybe $1,500 or $2,000 the third year. I don't know. But this is just my fantasy amount, okay? But either way, it would be wonderful, okay? Because, hey, $500 is, even, which I'll explain that for the other states, but say $500 to $1,000, I mean, to help pay on your medical services, that's wonderful. That's money that, a lot of people don't have, So that would be great, okay? And as far as the schools, each school of the state that actually sells the tickets, they will receive $15,000 each. Every school will receive $15,000 a year to spend on school supplies. It will have to be books, desks, and classroom tools. It can't be spent for other frivolous things or whatever, or say building repair, whatever. I mean, that's going to have to be taken care of by other means through, the school systems in the states. But this is basically to get it to where books can be bought. Children will have good, decent school books and decent desks to sit in and classroom supplies. Say like a music room will have like instruments for their class. The art classes will have, art supplies and things like that. I think those things are important, and just from the recent news and all that I've seen lately, the conditions of some states' school books and their desks and all that, it tore my heart apart, and I thought, that's not fair to the children. That's not right. I just think that those things need to be fixed, and I think that this lottery would really, really help these schools in need, where the old lotteries have failed. Hopefully, if this is done right and the right people make the rules for this lottery, then I really, really hope this will do what the other lotteries did not do, and it will actually help the people that it's supposed to be helping. Okay? But anyway, okay, and as for the states that sign up but they don't actually sell the tickets, then the people from that state, if they sign up, they will receive the first year $500. They will receive a $500 money card. The second year it will be $600, and then the third year it will be $700. I think that's a fair amount, especially considering that, they're not actually selling tickets, even though the people are going to buy tickets in the other states. Still, I think maybe this will encourage those states to, maybe change their mind and decide to, especially if this works out really good and people are really benefiting from this. I think it would be wonderful. Because I think this will kind of help the hospital crises that we're having right now, because, there's a lot of hospitals where people like me who are poor, who cannot afford insurance, or who have less than stellar insurance, and that would be a lot of people out there that have really bad insurance companies, and the hospitals are stuck with these huge costs that, from all the medical bills and everything, and then this stuff cannot be paid off, and it's a huge problem for these hospitals, and it's causing a lot of them to close. And I think this would be a huge help for that. It would be, honestly, I think this would be a wonderful thing, and especially since it's not going to put any insurance companies out of business. It's not a threat to them. It's just a helping hand to the people out there that need this. Okay? All right, but the schools from these participating states that don't actually sell the tickets, they won't receive money, because the whole purpose is to kind of influence these states to maybe join up eventually, later on down the road, and sell the tickets. And that way their schools can benefit as well, because if you just immediately sign everybody up to all the schools from these other states, then that's going to be a heavy burden on the states that are actually selling the tickets. So I think this should just most likely be more of an encouragement, if that makes any sense to anyone out there. I'm sure it does. Okay, all this money is tax-free. In other words, it will not be held against anyone. You will not be liable, if it's done right. You will not be liable for taxes on this money, on your taxes at the end of the year or whatever. You won't be responsible. The schools won't be responsible. It will be tax-free. Okay. And the basis of this system is each person from a qualifying state, whether it's a state that sells tickets or a state that's just participating, You have to sign up each year in order to get the card. It doesn't just come to you just because you live in that state. It won't come to you. No, you have to fill out forms in order to prove that you're from that state and that you're a U.S. citizen and all that. And you get this card because it's going to be linked up to the medical system. It's all going to be, linked up on computers and all that. And basically the card is going to be like a medical debit card, okay? But it's only going to be used for medical charges only. You cannot go to an ATM machine and get money off this card. No, it has to be used for medical purposes. And those medical purposes consist of hospital visits and stays, ER visits, doctor visits. So even if it's a doctor visit, you can take your card and that money will be deducted from your card, okay? All right, dental care, just about any kind of dental care that you need, even braces, teeth pulling, cleanings, all that type of thing, it will be taken care of through this card. Okay, mental health services, if you need to talk to a counselor or you need a psychiatrist or whatever, this money can be used for that. And I think that would be a wonderful thing. And also drug and alcohol rehabilitation, this can be used for that. I think that would help a lot of people who maybe need to go to a drug rehab or something, but they can't afford it. Maybe this will help, at least pay some of it. It would, at least get them in the facility and get things rolling, and then maybe they can figure out where to go from here. You know what I mean? So, as long as it gets a person in the door, especially somebody who doesn't have insurance, instead of, you going and showing up at the ER or something and they'll say, well, do you have insurance? And you say no, and then they say, no, I'm sorry, we can't help you. And that does happen even though it's denied. A lot of ERs and hospitals claim they don't do that, but I've seen it, and I know that they do turn people away because they do not have insurance. As long as you've got this card, and all they have to say is, like if you say you don't have insurance, they can say, hey, do you have a health card? Or, excuse me, do you have the heart card? And if you say yes, all you got to do is hand them the heart card and go from there. And that's what it will be called, is the heart card. Okay? But anyway, and also it will cover prescription drugs. And so, just say you're an elderly person and you've basically got most of your medical things covered under Medicare, Medicaid, whatever, but yet you can't afford your prescription drugs. Just take this card to your druggist and pharmacy or whatever and pay for your prescriptions through this card. So it can be used for that purpose as well, as long as it's medical related and, it's not cosmetic. And that's the thing. It will not cover cosmetic surgeries like breast implants, lip injections, those type of things, things for aesthetic purposes. No, it has to be used for the medical well-being of a person. But like if you need a knee replacement or something like that, yes, it can be used to pay on that because that's important. You need your knee. You need, if you have a torn ligament or anything like that, yes, it will pay for stuff like that because that is important. That's, you using your body. And just like even braces, that's important because there's some people, they can't chew right because their teeth are out of line or whatever. So it's in my opinion, it's a medical good thing to get braces. So this will definitely pay for that. Okay. Okay. All the money, like I said, all the money will be made up front. But once the money is used, it's gone for the year. So say like if you have $500 on your card, once you use that $500, that's it for that year. You have to wait and re-sign up the next year in order to get the money for that next year to be put on your card. So, and it doesn't automatically do it. You have to re-sign up. Just like with a lot of insurance companies or whatever, you have to re-sign up every year to get the money. But like I said, once you use it, it's gone. And also, if you don't use it by the end of the year, say like if you have $500 sitting around in that account, if you do not use it, it's gone. Like at the end of the year, it doesn't roll over, it's gone. It goes right back into the money pool. And so, but like I said, once you re-sign up, then you get the next year's money or whatever. So that's how it works. That way it's less waste and all that, and the money can go back into the pool. Any unused money can return to the pool and then be used again. There will be no penalty for not signing up. And there will be you will not be fined or financially punished in any way for not signing up. If you don't want to sign up for this, if it's against your religious beliefs to gamble or anything like that, and you don't want to benefit from it in any way, you don't have to sign up for this. It's not forced upon you. This is completely optional. It's your choice. So you will not be punished in any way if you do not want to sign up. Just don't sign up if you don't want to. Okay? And also with the schools, in order to receive their money, they have to sign up each year. It won't just automatically go to them. They have to sign up for it. They have to request for it. Okay. All right. And like I've said, this does not replace insurance companies. It doesn't interfere in any way. So there shouldn't be any issues with that. This should not be any kind of threat. I know, a lot of people, including me, years ago, wanted for us to get universal health care to where everyone can have health care paid by our taxes or whatever. But of course, that fell through. The insurance companies didn't want it or whatever. But in my opinion, this would be the best way to at least help people and alleviate things. And it's nothing that's forced on anybody. It's not a tax. You don't have to pay it. It's completely volunteer all the way. So it's wonderful. And the way I look at it, if people want to, a lot of people out there go and buy lottery tickets, or a lot of people go out there and spend money on people's GoFundMe pages and all that stuff and help support people, through all that, then why not help support yourself and buy a lottery ticket that will help you and others have medical money available to you? I mean, who wouldn't want to do that? And also I'd like to state that it can pick up a remainder bill. Let's say your insurance only pays 80% of your medical bill or whatever, and you still got, $300 to pay on your medical bill. Well, if you've got that money on this card, you can use that card to finish paying off that medical bill. As long as the money is available on the card, you can use it to finish up the payment, or even partial amount. Say like if your bill's $2,000, that's what's remaining, and you only got $300 on this card, well, you can still put that money towards that bill if you so choose. That will be fine. So, like I said, it's a win-win. Either way you go. Okay. All right. Let's just say your state doesn't choose to participate, like in the beginning or whatever, but then later on down the road it decides it wants to participate once it sees how well it's doing and it wants to get on board. Well, it can sign up, but it will take 6 months from the time that it signs up in order for it to start receiving benefits of it, because you got to think about how long it's going to take to get monies built up and all that for it to be available for that state. Just like in the beginning of this lottery, and that's something I didn't mention. The beginning of this lottery, the jackpot will be available in the beginning, like the $5 million or whatever, but the actual benefits of it to everyone in that state won't be available for at least 6 months, because that way the money can be built up and hopefully it will be guaranteed to be there for when the time comes and it does kick in. Okay? So, I mean, it takes time to build this up. So, in order for each state. So each state's going to have to be patient from the time that they sign up, they're going to have to be, allow that time in order for the money to build up and be there. And I would estimate 6 months. So, either way, heck, who couldn't wait 6 months to know that, okay, all right, we're going to get this money and it's going to help us. So, all right, the card itself will be a white card, and it will have like a reddish color ribbon flowing across it that kind of looks like a heartbeat. And at the top right-hand corner will be an image of a heart. And like I said, it will be called the heart card. That's what people will call it. Okay? And it will have the name of the corporation at the top on the left. And then it will have, in the middle, it will have your name and then the policy number. And then on the left-hand side, it will have the issue date. And then on the right-hand side, it will have the expiration date, which will be a year from the time that you sign up. Okay, and also another thing, when you do sign up each year, it will take 30 days. Even, like if you sign up online or you sign up through the paper, if you sign up through the mail, it will take 30 days from the time the forms are received in order for them to get everything processed and get your card mailed to you. So you just have to, and just like with any other insurance company, it takes a waiting period and a time period. Well, with this, it will take 30 days from the time that your state says, hey, the money's there, the money's available, and you can sign up. So from the moment you're able to sign up, then it will take 30 days from the date that your form is received by this company in order for you to receive your card. So there. Okay. All right. And of course, like I said, when the money is available to each state, there will be like a national and local news announcement. Like when it's first available, when the lottery does kick off for the first time and it's available, then there will be like a national news announcement that, hey, the money is finally available from the Heart Lottery to participating states. And then, of course, there will be local news announcing that the money's available, and they'll tell you where to go and blah, 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 to sign up and all this stuff. Okay, and then later on down the road, when the other states sign up and then the money becomes available, then their local news will announce it to them that the money's available. And you can go and get the forms from doctor's offices, clinics, and other medical facilities. They will have the papers available for you to pick up, to fill out, and to send in through the mail. Or you can go online. There will be an announcement of a website that you can go to, and you can fill it out. And then, like I said, 30 days from the time that you do that is when you will get your card through the mail. And then you can also, you fill out for your children just like you would in insurance, whatever. You can fill out and have your kids their own medical card. So, and like I said, you do not have to be 18 years or older to receive benefits. You just have to be 18 years or older to participate in the lottery. So, I hope I've cleared that up. I hate repeating myself, even though I sometimes do, but I just want to make that perfectly clear so that no one says, what did you say about that? So, hopefully that part is cleared up. Okay. All right. All right. Then the school boards of each state. Each state will notify the school boards that the money is available in there, and then they will receive the money from the state. From the state fund that's set up through this corporation, and it's specifically for this purpose. The money will be sent out to the school boards, and then the school boards will notify all the schools that have signed up and tell them that the money's available, and that they'll send the money out to them or whatever. And then when the schools go and purchase whatever they need, the schools will be responsible for keeping the receipts and sending it at least by the end of the year, from the time that they've been notified that the money's available, they have a year's time frame to get all the receipts and turn it in to each school board. That way, the school boards can keep the receipts for when there's an audit. And with this company, there will be an audit, like a yearly audit or whatever, to make sure that this money is going where it's supposed to go. That's one thing that I would want to make clear, that there definitely will be audits, so that nobody can slip this money in and get away with it. I want this money to be used for the purpose of what it's intended to. And even though I know this is fantasy, still, if this does happen, in my opinion, that's what would need to happen in order to make sure that a lot of crooked things don't happen. Because if you don't have audits for a long period of time, people will get away with stuff. That's why you definitely need thorough yearly audits of financial records, just to make sure that people are not going to get away with this stuff. Because believe me, there's always somebody out there trying to pull a fast one. So you have to watch out for that stuff. And also, the schools, once they spend up their $15,000 or whatever, that's it. That's all they get. So they won't get no more to the next year when they re-sign up onto it. But what they don't use, they lose, just like with the medical card. If the school does not use that money, it won't roll over the next year. It'll start over. So that's something that the schools will have to think about, and so that hopefully will encourage them to use that money. Oh, also, if there's extra money left over from this lottery, from the money card and from the school funds, hopefully this money can be used to set up what is referred to as a pauper's trust, which I know that some people don't like that term, but in other words, it's used to help poor people who have a high medical bill that they just cannot pay off. Okay, each hospital from these qualifying states, or certain hospitals, it just depends. It depends on how much money's left and all that. But let's just say certain hospitals will be informed that, hey, there's this much money that will be allotted to you if you have patients with high medical bills and they fill out these forms. You will be allowed to get this much money in order to pay off these people's bills. So that way, that will help the hospital, and that would help that person who has a high medical bill and they just can't, but they have to prove that they have a financial need. It can't be some rich person that ran up a high bill and just don't want to pay it. You have to prove, in this case, that you have a financial burden and you cannot pay your medical bill. I think this would be a great thing for people, who are in, a bad financial way. And that would just take, one more worry off their plate. So I think it would be a good thing. That is if there's enough money left over. So, but anyway, that's all I can think of right now for this lottery. So I guess I'm going to go ahead and end this and see what everyone out there thinks. I hope you like this idea. Let me know what you think. Thank you.